matter of his or her right. Second statement, state governments have their own prison release or, on parole rules. So basically, the second statement seems to be okay. Okay, state governments have their own prisoners release on parole rules. So the rules vary from state to state. So that makes sense. But what about the first statement? When a prisoner makes a sufficient case, parole cannot be denied to such prisoner because it becomes a matter of his or her rights. So it is saying that if a prisoner makes a sufficient case, parole must be granted, no matter what. That is what the first statement is saying. So obviously, this is nothing but a test of common sense, if you ask me. So you'll get many questions where UPSC will test your common sense. Now that person is a prisoner, so you might have done something wrong. So releasing that prisoner might cause some troubles. So that is the reason, even if the prisoner makes a sufficient case, there is no rule that always parole should be given. Okay? So it is just a test of common sense. So anyway, what is the correct option for 13th question? It is B. 2 only. Okay? Next we have 15th question. A legislation which confers on the executive or administrative authority an unguided and uncontrolled discretionary power in the matter of application of law violates which one of the following articles of the Constitution of India? So basically, any law which is giving any executive or administrative authority uncontrolled discretionary power. What do you mean by discretionary power? The authority is empowered to act in an arbitrary way, in a random way. So there is no limitations to the power, or there are no rules which lay down how the power should be exercised. So such legislation violates which articles of the Constitution of India? So that is the question. So the answer is Article 14. Okay? Article 14 says equality before law and equal protection of laws. So equality before law, what do you mean by that? If any law is giving any authority unlimited power, unlimited discretionary power, that itself says that the authority is beyond the scope of the law, beyond the scope of rule of law concept. I hope you're understanding. So unlimited discretionary authority violates the principle of rule of law and equality before law. That is the reason the answer is Article 14. So you have to be very, very thorough in fundamental rights. So you won't be getting any questions about the theory part. You are getting questions about the application part. The same thing also happened last year. Okay. So just be thorough with that. Next, 16th question. Which one of the following in Indian polity is an essential feature that indicates that it is federal in character? First one is independence of judiciary is safeguarded. Next, union legislature has elected representatives from constituent units. Next, union cabinet can have elected representatives from regional parties. And the last, fundamental rights are enforceable by courts of law. So basically, all the options are very close to each other here. So you have to select the best available option. Okay. Now, the correct answer for this is option A, independence of judiciary is safeguarded. So the Constitution has many, many provisions that make sure that the judiciary is independent without any influence of the executive or legislature. So in its demarcated field, judiciary is supreme. Now that is one of the most important features of federal polity. Okay. And apart from that, there are some more features like rigidity of the Constitution. Constitution cannot be amended so easily. Okay, rigidity of the Constitution, division of powers, separation of powers, all these are federal characters. Now, the union legislature has elected representatives from constituent units. Even that is a federal feature. And union cabinet can have elected representatives from regional parties. Even that is a federal feature. But out of the three options, A, B, C, option A is the most superior. So always go with the best option available. Okay. So independence of the judiciary is safeguarded. And if at all you have another option saying that rigidity of the Constitution, then you'll have a conflict because both the options are superior and both the options are, the best options available. But unfortunately, no such conflict is created here. So just go with option A, that is independence of judiciary is safeguarded. Okay. Next, look at 17th question. For such things, you have to go through NCRTs, and I also recommend BA first year political science book, any textbook from any standard, publication. So you don't have to go through the entire thing. Just try to understand a few basic concepts. That is enough. So which one of the following best defines the term state? So again, if you go through the political science concepts and theories, you'll understand this. So the correct option is A. A community of persons permanently occupying a definite territory, independent of external control, and possessing an organized government. So there are some keywords here. First one is territory. So a community of people are occupying a territory, a piece of land. Okay. And they have control over that territory. And